In a vacuum, no one can hear you scream. But on this stage, we hear every word from our geniuses loud and clear. This is where knowledge breaks barriers at the speed of sound. Welcome to Cowbellpedia 2025, the Megamind.
The moment of truth has arrived. After weeks of intense intellectual bouts, we've reached the final stage of the quarterfinals. Through elimination rounds that tested the limits of 48 brilliant young minds, we're down to our last 12 contenders, 6 from junior secondary and 6 from senior secondary. Today, this final quarter-finalists will face off in 3 intense rounds of competition. At stake, the last precious spot in the semi-finals. Only the top 2 from each category will advance. This is where legends are born. This is where futures are shaped. This is Cowbellpedia 2025.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell with Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Linda Ejiofor Suleiman, bringing you all the behind the scenes and backstage action at the final quarterfinal of Cowbellpedia 2025. Can you believe it? We are here. The journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. We started with 48 of our Nigeria's brightest young geniuses, and now we are down to the final showdown before the semi-finals. Today's games format remains the thrilling 3-round battle, 60 seconds of fame, questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank, and the ultimate strategy test, the zone of power. And remember what's at stake? 5 million naira and an educational scholarship in Kenya for our champions, with 3 million naira, 2 million naira, and 500,000 naira for our runner-ups. I know you cannot wait to see our contestants in action. And by the way, they are ready to hit the podium. Hi, Ebuka. What's the feeling like for you as we wrap up the quarterfinal?
Can't wait for the contestants to arrive, because today's show will be absolutely exciting. All right, Nigeria, welcome back to Cowbellpedia 2025, the Mega Minds. I am your quiz master, Ebuka Obiochendu, and today is not just any competition day. It's the final chance for our brilliant minds to secure a spot in the semi-finals. Now, the quarterfinal mechanics are still the same. We have our 3 trademark rounds ahead, 60 seconds of fame, questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank, and the zone of power. Now, 6 contestants will start, but when everything is done, only 2 will continue on this amazing journey. So without further ado, are you guys ready? Please join me as I welcome on stage our junior secondary quarterfinalists. Yes, indeed, our final 6 quarterfinalists are here from the junior category. Once again, let's meet them.
Hi, my name is Ochima Ekweme, and I'm from Evergreen College. I'm the best.
My name is David Eneche. I'm from St. Gregory's College, and I'm going to win.
My name is Ogutochukwu. I'm from Grace Soil Job School, and I'm here to win.
My name is Ifon Chukwemeka David. I'm from the Ambassadors College, and I'm going to win this competition.
My name is Opu the Blessed, and I'm from the Ambassadors College, and I'm going home with the prize.
My name is Migbenga Felua, and I'm Mr.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's good to see you guys again. You've been here before. Congratulations on getting to the quarterfinals. It's another day, but at the end of this, only 2 of you will make it to the semifinals after 3 rounds. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, first up is 60 seconds of fame.
60 Seconds of Fame is a battle where every contestant is on their own. 6 contestants step into the spotlight, each with just 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. At the end of this round, the contestant with the lowest point will be eliminated, leaving 5 to continue their quest for victory.
Let's play 60 Seconds of Fame. First on the podium is Sochima. Welcome back, Sochima. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good luck. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What is the LCM of 12, 18, and 30? A, 60, B, 90, C, 180, D, 3. That is incorrect. Simplify 2 raised to power 3 multiplied by 2, 3 raised to power 2 multiplied by 2 raised to power minus 1.
C.
A, 12. That is correct. Which of these is a complex carbohydrate? A, glucose, B, fructose, C, starch, D, sucrose. That is incorrect. You find a wallet containing money and identification. What is the most ethical action? A, keep the money and throw away the wallet. B, return the wallet. That is correct. Sustainable development requires a maximizing current resources. That is correct. Which of the following is an example of a metaphor? A, the wind howled like a wolf. B, life is a roller coaster. That is correct. The importance of ethical behavior is a following person. That is correct. If x plus y equals 10 and xy equals 21, find the value of x squared plus y squared. A, 42, B, 58, C. That is correct. The process of cell division in sexual reproduction is called. That is incorrect. In a class, the ratio of boys to girls is 4:5. If 8 more boys join the class, the ratio becomes 6:5. That is incorrect. 60 points. Next up is David. David, how are you?
Fine, sir.
All right, good luck. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. Find the value of 4 raised to the power minus 1 over 2. A minus 2, B minus 1 over 2, C 1 over 2, D 2. That is incorrect. Next question. What is the value of the square root of 25 plus the square root of 36? A 5. That is correct. The condition caused by lack of iron is A, scurvy, B, anemia. That is correct. Next question. The sum of the ages of a father and his son is 56 years. 4 years ago, the father was 4 times. Incorrect. Next question. The value of innovation is A, following existing patterns, B, creating new and improved solutions. That is correct. In the sentence, the principal as well as the teachers is going to attend the meeting. Why is used instead of are? A, it's grammatically incorrect and should be are. B, the subject is. That is incorrect. Express 0.008 in scientific notation. A. That is correct. Simplify minus 3 squared plus 4 cubed. A, 9.0, B, 55, C, 64, D, 73.
D.
That is correct. The process of breaking down food into nutrients is 50 points. Next up, Tochukwu. Good luck. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What is the value of 5 raised to the power 0? A, 0, B, 1. That is incorrect. Find the value of 2.5 multiplied by 0.04. A, 0.1, B, 0.01, C, 0.001. That is incorrect. The recommended daily water intake for an adult is approximately A, 1 liter, B, 2 liters, C, 3 liters, D, 4 liters. That is correct. A cylindrical container with radius 7 cm and height 10 cm. That is incorrect. The primary purpose of education is A, passing exam, B, personal and societal development, C, acquiring certificates. That is correct. I'll give you a higher grade if you bring me an apple tomorrow. This statement is an example of A, promise, B, a threat, C, bribery, D, encouragement. That is correct. An exothermic reaction releases A, electricity, B, heat, C, light, D, sound.
C.
That is incorrect. A trader brought an article for 12,000 naira and sold it at a loss of 15%. With that amount, he bought another article and sold it at a gain of 20%. What is his overall profit or loss? Incorrect. 30 points. We've seen quite some incredible performances so far from our quarter-finalists. We're halfway through this round. 3 more to go. We'll continue with them after this break.
In a world filled with many wrecked robots. It's up to architect Bisola and builder Brian to rebuild the city.
We'll need some help. Let's get up and go! We'll start with the foundation. They bear the biggest load.
Wow, numbers are powerful.
We use them to measure and build.
You'll need more Cowbell Choco to complete your mission.
To get up and go, give them Cowbell Choco.
Welcome back to Cowbellpedia 2025. We're still in the middle of our 60 Seconds of Fame round with our junior secondary categories. We have 3 more contenders to go. And next up is Ayonfe Oluwa. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Good luck, your time starts now. Simplify 1 over 2 raised to power minus 2 divided by 1 over 4. That is incorrect. Find the sum of all possible values of x such that x equals... That is... Tap the button.
C.
That is incorrect. The chemical formula for water is what? CO2BH. That is correct. Next question. Water flows into a tank at the rate of 15 liters per minute and flows out. That is incorrect. The importance of ethical leadership is A, following personal interest, B, maintaining high moral standards, C, avoiding ethical considerations. Correct. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. The old manuscript was dashed, that it was difficult to read. That is correct. If fx equals 2x squared minus 3x plus 4 and gx equals x, that is incorrect. In a geometric progression, the third term is 12 and the sixth term is 9. That is incorrect. Which of these is not a part of the human nervous system? A, neurons, B, spinal cord. That is correct. Next question. In a multiple choice test where you don't answer, which guessing strategy is mathematically most advantageous? A, always choose A. Incorrect. Next question. Personal responsibility means A, blaming others. 50 points. Next up is blessed. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. The height of a cone is 15 cm and the slant height is 17 cm.
C.
What? That is incorrect. The sides of a triangle are 7 cm, 24 cm, and 25 cm. What is the area of the triangle? That is correct. The process of changing from a solid to a liquid is called A, evaporation, B, melting, C, sublimation, D, that is correct. 3 bells ring at intervals of 6, 8, and 12 seconds respectively. If they ring together at 9 a.m., when will they ring next together? In 9:01.028. That is correct. Next question. Empathy means A, feeling sorry for others, B, understanding. That is incorrect. Next question. Which of these words is derived from a person's name? A, boycott, B, telephone, C. That is incorrect. Next question. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 2x squared minus 5x. That is incorrect. A cylindrical vessel of radius 10 cm contains water to a height of 8. Incorrect. Next question. The primary function of proteins in the body is A, energy storage, B, bodybuilding and repair. That is correct. Next question. If log 2x plus log 2x plus 50, that is incorrect. 40 points. Very well done. We have 1 contestant left to go, but for now, let's look at what the leaderboard looks like. This is Sochima at 60 points, David and Ayonfe Oluwa at 50, Blessed with 40, and Tochukwu with 30 points. Okay, pretty clear. Ufondu is next on the podium. Fondu, how are you?
I'm doing great.
All right, so top score is 60, bottom score is 30. Where are you going to land?
I think I'll land at the top spot.
Okay, I like the confidence. Good luck. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. If fx equals x cubed minus 3x cubed, that is incorrect. Simplify log 327 minus log 3, 9 plus log 3, 1 over 3, A0, B1, C2, D3.
A.
That is correct. Next question. The balanced equation for the formation of water is what? AH plus O equals H2O. That is correct. Next question. A mixture of 60 liters contains water and milk in the ratio of 1 to 2. How much water should be added to make the ratio 2 to 3? A, 22, B, 20, C, 30. That is correct. Next question. The importance of teamwork is A, competing with each other. That is correct. Next question. Which sentence contains a pronoun error? A, she gave the book to him and me. B, the teacher. That is incorrect. The sum of the interior angles of a polygon with 15 sides is what? A, 2160 degrees, B, 2340, C, 2520, D, 3240. That is correct. Next question, if log 5x equals 3 over 2, what is the value of log 5x? That is incorrect. The process of obtaining oxygen from the environment is A, digestion. B, that is correct. 60 points. Very well played, and that brings us to the end of the first round today, 60 seconds of fame. Now let's take a look at the final leaderboard. Right at the top with 60 points, Sochima and Ufondu, followed right behind at 50 points by David and Ayonfe Olua, and of course, Blessed with 40 points. It's always sad when we have to say goodbye, but Tochukwu scored 30 points, and this is the end of his Cowbellpedia journey. Your hands together for him. Very well done, okay?
You have outperformed thousands of students across the country to reach this quarterfinals of Cowbellpedia. That's something you should be enormously proud of, okay? And we have a little tradition of our own for our contestants who are leaving. The confidence jar. You pick a card out and read out what it says.
This is just the beginning of the many amazing things I'll do.
This is just the beginning of the many amazing things you will do. I'll see you next season, right? That's it. That's the spirit.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell with Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Welcome back to Cowbellpedia 2025, powered by the nutritious goodness of Cowbell. We're deep into our final quarterfinal episode, and we have 5 brilliant contestants remaining after our very first round. Now it's time to test their speed and precision with questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank.
In this round, questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank, 6 contestants play, carrying over their hard-earned points from the last round. The quizmaster will ask 12 questions, and the first contestant to hit the buzzer gets the chance to answer. A correct response earns 10 points, but a wrong answer costs 5 points from their total. At the end of this round, only 4 contestants will move on to the quarterfinals, while 2 will be eliminated. It is a game of precision and strategy. Only the sharpest will advance.
Let's play questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank. Here are your questions. If A and B are independent events with P equals 0.3, Ufondu?
Option A.
That is incorrect. If XY equals 3, 4, and YZ equals 2, 3, find XYZ. Blessed?
A.
That is correct. The main cause of acid rain is what?
B.
Ufondu? That is correct. Sustainable economic innovation?
B.
That is correct. Simplify tan square 45 degrees minus sine square 30 degrees.
B.
That is correct. Simplify 2 and the square root of 3 minus 3 and the square root of 2. Sochima? That is correct. Next question. Antibiotics are most effective, David? You didn't lock in an answer. All right, that's less 5 points. Next question. The importance of social empathy, Ufondu?
B.
Ufondu says B. That is correct. Simplify the square root of 27 plus the square root of 12.
B.
That is correct. Next question. What is the solution to the equation log x plus log x minus 3? Blessed?
C.
That is incorrect. The smallest known microorganism, Ayonfe Olua?
C.
That is incorrect. Sustainable urban development,
B.
Ufondu says B. That is correct. All right, that brings us to the end of questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. We have a few automatic qualifiers with 90 points. Sochima Ufondo with 85 points. David with 55 points. All right, but it looks like we have a tie at 45 points, Ayonfe Oluwa and Blessed, which means we're going to go to a round of fastest fingers. Good luck to both of you. Here is your question. An organism that can survive in extreme conditions is called what? A, herbivore, B, extremophile, C, omnivore, D, scavenger. Lock in your answers. Blessed, what was your option?
B.
Ayonfe Oluwa?
B.
Okay, the correct answer is B. You're both correct. Let's see who's joining our three qualifiers in the next round. Ayonfe Oluwa, a difference of less than 0.1 second. There you have it. Sochima, Ufondu, David, and Ayonfe Oluwa are through to the next round. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to Blessed, not because he didn't do well. I guess it was just a game of who was quicker. Congratulations. Your hands together for Blessed.
You have shown us today that you are nothing short of spectacular. The way you answered your questions, the way you calculated, reasoned, under pressure, that was truly inspiring. Now, I want us to end your Cowbellpedia journey on a high note. I need you to give a shout out to everyone who has helped you on this Cowbellpedia journey.
Thank you, my parents, because they have helped me come this far, always supported me when I'm down.
Oh, thank you so much to everyone that has helped our champ get to this stage. Now, our champs, carry that energy forward because this is just one chapter in your amazing story. And now it's time for the round that separates the finalists from the rest, the Zone of Power.
In a world filled with many wrecked robots, it's up to architect Bisola and builder Brian to rebuild the city.
We'll need some help. Let's get up and go! We'll start with the foundation. They bear the biggest load.
Wow, numbers are powerful.
We use them to measure and build.
You'll need more Cowbell Choco to complete your mission.
To get up and go, give them Cowbell Choco.
Welcome back to Cowbellpedia 2025, proudly brought to you by Cowbell, the nutritious fuel powering young Nigerians' minds to excellence. Now, before the break, we said goodbye to another brilliant contestant after our questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank round. Now we're down to our final 4 junior secondary contestants, but only 2 of them will advance to the semifinals. And this round is called the Zone of Power.
In this round called Zone of Power, each of our 4 contestants will take turns selecting a subject category, and a question will be assigned to one of their opponents. The host reads the question and the contestant has 20 seconds to answer. A correct answer earns 20 points, while an incorrect one deducts 10 points. At the end of this round, only 2 contestants will advance to the semi-finals, while the 2 lowest scorers will bid farewell to the competition.
Are we ready? First in the Zone of Power is Sochima. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, good luck. Let's play the Zone of Power. Let's see your categories. Mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. What does David get?
Mathematics.
Mathematics for David. This is your question. If the ratio of 2 numbers is 3:5 and their sum is 48.
B.
Let's see what the correct answer is. B18. Now we have science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. What does Ayonfe Oluwa get?
Puzzles and strategy.
All right, strategy and puzzle for Ayonfe Oluwa. This is your question. A shepherd has 27 sheep. All but 9 die. How many sheep are left?
B.
Let's see what the correct answer is. B now. Finally, general knowledge, science and computer, Ufondu.
Science and computer.
Science and computer for Ufondu. Let's see your question. Which of the following is not a property of electromagnetic waves? A, they can travel through vacuum.
C.
Let's see the correct answer. C. Next up, David. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, these are your categories. Mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. First up for you is Ayonfe Oluwa.
Mathematics.
Mathematics for Ayonfe Oluwa. She smiled. Let's see your question. The coordinates of 3 vertices of a rectangle are 1, 1, 5, 1, and 1, 4.
A.
Ayonfe Oluwa says A, 5, 4. Let's see the correct answer. B. Next up is Ufondu, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy, and puzzle.
General knowledge.
General knowledge for Ufondu. Let's see your question. The Nigerian mathematician who derived the Gagot equation is?
B. Gabriel Oyibo.
Let's see the correct answer. He is correct. All right, what you have left is strategy and puzzle, science and computer. Sochima's first chance to get on the scoreboard. What does she get?
Strategy and puzzle.
Strategy and puzzle for Sochima. This is your question. I am an odd number. Take away 1 letter and I become even. What number am I?
A.
Let's see the correct answer. 7. Next up is Ayonfe Oluwa. These are your categories. Mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. First up, Ufondu.
General knowledge.
General knowledge again for Ufondu. This is your question. The largest artificial lake in the world is A, Lake Volta.
A. Lake Volta.
Let's see the correct answer. A, Lake Volta. Science and computer, strategy and puzzle, mathematics, Sochima.
Mathematics.
Mathematics for Sochima. This is your question. The ratio of 2 lengths is 2:7. If the difference between the lengths is 35 cm.
B.
Let's see the correct answer. Correct. Science and computer, strategy and puzzle. What does David get?
Science and computer.
Science and computer for David. Here's your question. During cellular respiration, what is the final electron acceptor?
A.
The answer is B, oxygen. Next up is Ufondu. Are you ready?
Yes.
These are your 4 categories. Mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. What does Sochima get?
General knowledge.
General knowledge for Sochima. This is your question. The core of the earth is primarily composed of what? A, iron and nickel.
A.
Let's see the correct answer. You are correct. Let's see the other categories. Mathematics, science and computer, strategy and puzzle for David.
Science and computer.
Science and computer for David. Here's your question. In computer science, which sorting algorithm has the best average case time complexity?
D.
What is the correct answer? C, merge sort. All right, what does Ayonfe Oluwa get?
Strategy and puzzle.
Strategy and puzzle for Ayonfe Oluwa. Here's your question. What is next in this sequence? JFAMAMJJAS.
Option A.
Let's see the correct answer. D, A. And there you have it. We'll come to the end of Zone of Power. At the end of that round, unfortunately, we have just 1 person eliminated. Put your hands together for David. And we have a 3-way tie at 60 points. Sochima, Ufondu, and Ayonfe Oluwa. Now, you know what that means? We're going to have to play a round of fastest finger to determine our 2 semi-finalists. Are you ready? Good luck. Here's your question. Factorize completely 2x raised to power 2 minus 5x minus 3. A 2x plus 1x minus 3. B 2x minus 3x plus 1. C 2x minus 1x plus 3. D 2x plus 3x minus 1. Lock in your answers. What option did you give?
A.
Ufondo A. Sochima?
A.
Sochima A. Ayonfe Olua?
A.
Ayonfe Olua A. Well, the correct answer is A. Let's see who our two qualifiers are. There you have it, Ayonfe Olua in less than a second. Sochima in 5 seconds. Congratulations. Ufondo, you did very well, but unfortunately, you lost by 3 seconds to Sochima. Can we put our hands together for Ufondo, please? Thank you very much for being here today, and you should be very, very proud of yourself. And there we have it. Our final 2 junior secondary contestants have secured their places in the semi-finals. What an incredible display of academic prowess we've witnessed today. But we're just halfway through this episode, because coming up after the break, our senior secondary contestants will take the stage. So don't go away.
In a world filled with many wrecked robots, it's up to architect Bisola and builder Brian to rebuild the city.
We'll need some help. Let's get up and go! We'll start with the foundation. They bear the biggest load.
Wow, numbers are powerful.
We use them to measure and build.
You'll need more Cowbell Choco to complete your mission.
To get up and go, give them Cowbell Choco.
Welcome back to Cowbellpedia 2025, where Nigeria's brightest young geniuses compete for academic glory. Now we've just crowned our junior secondary semi-finalists, and now it's time for our senior secondary contestants to show us what they're made of. Are you ready to receive them? Put your hands together for our final 6 senior secondary quarterfinalists. Welcome back, everyone. Good to see you again. Please reintroduce yourselves.
My name is Umar Mufid Oluwaseun. I'm from Bobot Muda International College, and I'm a winner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adigboye Fokwefolua from the Ambassadors College, Ota, and I'm here to do my best.
My name is Leon Awaisoba from App Scholars Universal College, Ota, and I'm the best.
My name is Priscilla Johnson from App Scholars Universal College, and I'm a highly favored child of God.
My name is Derek Robley. I'm from Greater International School, Port Harcourt, and I'm here to succeed.
My name is Falade Umar Adeshino from Holy Cross Divine College. I'm not just a competitor, but I'm a
Welcome back, guys. Good to see you again. Congratulations on making it this far. But at the end of today, just 2 of these 6 will make it to the semifinals. Good luck, because it's time to begin our first challenge. And of course, it's 60 seconds of fame.
60 Seconds of Fame is a battle where every contestant is on their own. 6 contestants step into the spotlight, each with just 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. At the end of this round, the contestant with the lowest point will be eliminated, leaving 5 to continue their quest for victory.
Good luck. Let's play 60 Seconds of Fame. Welcome back, Mufid. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. The process by which plants make their own food is what? A, respiration, B, photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Next question. Ostentatious refers to something that is what? A, obstinate, B, ostracized, C, showy, D, austere.
B.
That is incorrect. The principle behind the working of a transformer is what? A, electromagnetic induction, B, electrostatic induction.
C.
That is incorrect. A box contains 5 red balls, 3 blue balls, and 2 green balls. If 3 balls are selected at random without replacement, what is the probability that all 3 balls have different colors? A, 5 over 12, B, 30 over 120. C, that is incorrect. Next question. Which of these is not a Shakespearean tragedy? A, Hamlet, B, Macbeth, C, Othello. Incorrect. Next question. The correct passive form of they built this house in 1990 is what?
A.
That is... Tap the screen. Tap the option. Incorrect. Next question. The slope of the line passing through the points 3, 5, and 7, 9 is what? A, 4 over 3, B, 3 over 4. Incorrect. Next question. If the line y equals mx plus c passes through the points 2, 3.
D, B.
That is incorrect. The branch of science that deals with the study of... 10 points. Next up is Fokbe. Good luck. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. Convert 65% to a fraction in its simplest form.
B.
That is correct. Next question. Find the value of x if 3x plus 2 equals 14. That is correct. Next question. The outer layer of the sun is called A core, B core. That is incorrect. Next question. 4 couples are to be seated in a row of 8 chairs. Correct. Next question. Which of these is not a Shakespearean thread? That is correct. Next question. Which sentence is grammatically correct? A, the news are good. B, the furniture are expensive. That is correct. Next question. The sum of angles in a triangle is... That is correct. Next question. Simplify 4, 3x plus 2 minus 5x minus 1 in its simplest form. That is correct. Next question. Which of the following is a water-soluble... Correct. Next question. Which of the following 3-dimensional shapes has exactly 1 circular face? A. That is incorrect. Next question. The Nigerian national basketball team is known as A. Correct. Next question. A line passes through the points 2, 3, and 6, 11. Find this equation in the form y equals... Correct. 100 points. Next up is Leon. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. And your time starts now. What is the HCF of 36 and 48? A6, B12, C24, D144. Correct. What fraction of an hour is 15 minutes? A1 over 3, B1 over 4, C1 over... That is correct. Next question. The branch of science that deals with the study of the Earth's physical structure. That is incorrect. Next question. The shelf contains 6 mathematics books. And 4. That is incorrect. Next question. The Benin moat is recognized as A, the longest wall in Africa. That is correct. Next question. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. The minister made a decision to resign. A, reluctant. Incorrect. Next question. The angle between the magnetic north and the true north is called A, azimuth. That is correct. Next question. A family has 3 children, assuming the probability of having a boy or a girl. That is correct. Next question. The waxy layer that covers the aerial parts of plants. Correct. Next question. A salesperson has 8 different... Incorrect. Next question. The Olympic Games originated in A, Rome, B, Greece. That is correct. Next question. Find the distance from the points 2, 3, 4 to the plate. That is correct. 80 points. Welcome, Umar. Good luck. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. And your time starts now. The area of a circle with radius 4 cm is what? A4, B8, C16, D32. That is correct. Next question. Find the equation of the tangent to the curve y. That is incorrect. Next question. A wave with a frequency of 500 hertz has a wavelength of 0.7. That is correct. What shape is formed when a cube is sliced by a plane passing through the midpoints of 3 edges that share a vertex? Correct. Next question. The highest grossing Nigerian film as of 2023 was A, King of Boys. That is incorrect. Next question. Choose the word closest in meaning to largesse. A, large size. B, that is incorrect. Next question. The quadratic equation x squared minus 5x plus x equals 0 has roots. A, 2 and 3, B minus 2 and minus 3, C minus 2 and 3. D that is incorrect. Next question. Find the vector projection and vector. That is incorrect. Next question. The bond angle in 93 is approximately 90 degrees. That is correct. Next question. What's the minimum number of straight cuts needed to divide the cube? That is incorrect. Next question. Identify the error. 40 points. Next up is Derek. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. The time starts now. Evaluate limit x. That is correct. Next question. The LCM of 12 and 18 is A6, B18, C36, D72. That is correct. The process by which water changes directly from solid to gaseous state is called evaporation. That is correct. Next question. In how many ways can 5 distinct books be arranged on a shelf if 2 particular books must always be next to each other? A, 24, B, 48. That is correct. Next question. When did Nigeria gain independence from British colonial rule? That is correct. Next question. Tacit most nearly means A, tactical, B, implied, C, tactful. That is correct. Solve the system of equations 3x plus 2y equals 7 and x minus y equals 1. That is correct. Next question. For a set of data, if the mean is 50 and the standard deviation is 5, the coefficient of variation is what? That is correct. Next question. The branch of science that deals with the study of fossils is? That is correct. Next question. When 4 square faces of a cube are pointed red and the remaining 2 are painted blue, that is incorrect. Next question. The All-Africa Games first took place in A, Lagos, B, Brazzaville. That is incorrect. 90 points. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Fokber with 100 points, Derek with 90 points, Leon with 80 points, Umar with 40, and Mufid with 10 points. All right, Simi, how are you?
I'm fine.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good and it's slightly nervous.
Slightly nervous? Nervous enough to take you over the mark, though?
Yes.
All right, good luck. Let's have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. Solve the system of inequalities. X plus y is less than 6. That is incorrect. Next question. In a geometric sequence, if A1 equals 3 and A4 equals 24, that is correct. Next question. The process by which green plants convert light energy, that is correct. Next question. 4 friends need to cross a bridge. That is incorrect. Next question. The World Health Organization headquarters is located in A, New York. That is incorrect. Next question. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. The subject provided a dash alibi. That is incorrect. Find the value of cos 60 degrees. A1 over 2. That incorrect. Next question. The sum of the first 8 terms of the series 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 27. Incorrect. Next question. Which of the following is not a part of the human respiratory system? Correct. Next question. A cylindrical hole is drilled completely through a sphere. What shape is the resultant? Incorrect. Next question. Which river is the longest in Nigeria? That is correct. Next question. You are given 9 identical balls. One is slightly heavier. Incorrect. 40 points. Congratulations, very well done. Now let's take a look at the final leaderboard. Fokbe has 100 points. Derek has 90 points. Leon has 80 points. Umar and Simi have 40 points. Very sad, but we have to say goodbye to Mufid. Please give Mufid a big round of applause.
I know that you're not happy to be out, but just remember that you gave it your best shot, okay? And that you are a genius, all right? Do you know what? You deserve a cold drink. Please, can someone get me cold? Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Here you go.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell with Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Welcome back to Cowbellpedia. The Mega Minds were at a crucial stage in our quarterfinal journey. After completing 60 seconds of fame, we're down to 5 senior contestants, but another elimination awaits in the next round. It's time for questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank.
In this round, questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank, 6 contestants play, carrying over their hard-earned points from the last round. The quizmaster will ask 12 questions, and the first contestant to hit the buzzer gets the chance to answer. A correct response earns 10 points, but a wrong answer costs 5 points from their total. At the end of this round, only 4 contestants will move on to the quarterfinals, while 2 will be eliminated. It is a game of precision and strategy. Only the sharpest will advance.
Let's play questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank. All right, let's see your questions. If a determinant of order 3 has a value of 12, what is the value of the determinant obtained by multiplying every element of the second row by 5? A12, B60, C36, D180. Nobody? Okay. Next question. In a normal distribution, if the mean is 70 and the standard deviation is 5, Leon?
B.
That is correct. What is the order of reaction if the rate is proportional to the square of the concentration of a reactant? A0, B first, C second, D third. Next question. The FIFA World Cup is held, Derek?
B.
B, 4 years. Next question. The correct tense in the sentence, by the time we arrive, the movie dash, Simi?
A.
That is incorrect. If x equals 2 sine theta and y equals 3 cos theta, find the value of Fokbe?
B.
That is correct. Next question. The branch of science that deals with the...
A.
Fokbe says A. That is correct. Who wrote the play Death and the King's Horseman? A. Chinua Achebe. B. Wole Soyinka.
D.
That is incorrect. Next question. Find the equation of the normal to the curve y equals x squared at the point 2, 4. Simi?
A.
That is correct. Next question. Find the midpoint of the line segment. Fokbe?
D.
That is incorrect. The process by which water... Umar?
A.
That is incorrect. The Igbo landing refers to A, the first airport in...
Option
Umar?
A.
That is incorrect. And that brings us to the end of questions from the Cowbellpedia Bank, and we have our 4 automatic qualifiers. In first place is Fokbe with 115 points, Derek with 100 points, Leon with 90 points. And rounding up our top 4 is Simi with 45 points. Sadly, Umar took a few risks, but unfortunately he didn't make it through. Your hands together for Umar.
You were amazing out there, okay? Look at how you walked in. You walked in like a genius. And guess what? You are still a genius. Energy up. Okay, we are sending this back to the quiz master because it's time for the next big battle. Ebuka, is everything locked, loaded, and ready for this final round?
Of course, everything is ready and I'm locked in for this. All right, yes, we're about to enter the zone of power. The zone where strategy and knowledge combines for the ultimate test. Let's see how it works.
In this round called Zone of Power, each of our 4 contestants will take turns selecting a subject category, and a question will be assigned to one of their opponents. The host reads the question and the contestant has 20 seconds to answer. A correct answer earns 20 points, while an incorrect one deducts 10 points. At the end of this round, only 2 contestants will advance to the semi-finals, while the 2 lowest scorers will bid farewell to the competition.
Yes, indeed, the stage is set and the contestants look like they are ready, but let's keep a little suspense, all right? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll determine which of our 4 final senior secondary semi-finalists will make it through.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell with Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Welcome Welcome back to Cowbellpedia 2025, brought to you by the nutrient-rich and brain-boosting Cowbell. We've reached the climactic moment of our final quarterfinal episode, the Zone of Power. This is where our contestants demonstrate both their knowledge and their strategic thinking to secure those last precious spots in the semi-finals. Okay, contestants, let's step into the Zone of Power. Hello, Fokwe.
Hello, sir.
These are your categories: mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. First up is Leon.
General knowledge.
General knowledge for Leon, this is your question. The Nigerian Constitution recognizes how many... Let's see what the correct answer is. B3. Next up, it's Derek. Mathematics, science and computer, strategy and puzzle.
Science and computer.
Science and computer for Derek. Here's your question. The branch of science that deals with the study of the behavior of matter and energy.
C.
Let's see the correct answer. B, quantum physics. What we have left, mathematics, strategy, and puzzle. What does Simi get?
Mathematics.
Mathematics for Simi, this is your question. Find the sum of the series 1 over 1.2 plus 1 over 2.3 plus 1 over 3.4.
D.
Let's see the correct answer. A. Next up is Leon. Mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. What does Derek get?
Puzzle and strategy.
Strategy and puzzle for Derek. This is your question. A bag contains 6 white balls and 4 black balls. If 3 balls are drawn at random without replacement, what is the probability that all 3 are white?
C.
Let's see the correct answer. A. Next up is Simi. Mathematics, general knowledge, science and computer.
Science and computer.
Science and computer for Simi. This is your question. The phenomenon of bending of light around the corners of an obstacle is called A, reflection, B, refraction.
C.
Let's have the correct answer. That is correct. One more for you, Leon. Mathematics, general knowledge for Fokwe.
General knowledge.
General knowledge for Fokwe, this is your question. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC.
C.
Let's see the correct answer. C, 1993. Next up, we have Derek. These are your categories: mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. First up is Simi.
Science and computer.
Science and computer for Simi. This is your question. The scientist who discovered the law of electromagnetism was?
B.
Let's see the correct answer. A. Next up is Fokwe.
General knowledge.
General knowledge. This is your question. The headquarters of ECOWAS is located in A, Lagos, Nigeria, B, Abuja, Nigeria, C, Accra, Ghana, D, Dakar, Senegal.
B.
Let's see the correct answer. That's correct. The final contestant, mathematics, strategy, and puzzle for Leon.
Mathematics.
Mathematics for Leon, this is your question. If fx is a polynomial of degree 4 and gx is a polynomial of degree 3, what is the degree of fgx?
B.
Let's see the correct answer. B12. Next up is Simi. Mathematics, science and computer, general knowledge, strategy and puzzle. First up is Fokwe.
General knowledge.
General knowledge again for Fokwe. This is your question. The Central Bank of Nigeria was established in?
B.
Let's see the correct answer. Well, you're right. We have 3 categories left. What do we give Leon?
Science and computer.
Science and computer. So Leon, this is your question. The process by which a solid changes directly into vapor without passing through the liquid state is called A, evaporation.
C.
Let's see the correct answer. C, sublimation. All right, mathematics, strategy, and puzzle for Derek.
Strategy and puzzle.
Strategy and puzzle for Derek. This is your question. If fair die is rolled 3 times, what is the probability of getting a sum of 7?
C.
Let's say the correct answer. D, 5/72. And that concludes our Zone of Power round. And now we have our final 2 senior secondary semi-finalists with a maximum 60 points. Give it up for Fope and Leon. But sadly, we have to say goodbye to Simi and Derek. Another round of applause for them. Thank you very much. We wish you all the very best. Now, what an incredible journey it's been through this quarter-finals. We've just minted brand new champions that are marching to the semi-finals, and I know that Linda cannot wait to have her champions. What's going on, Linda?
Congratulations to you both. You have persevered through the elimination rounds and the 3 intense quarter-final challenges to earn your place in the semi-finals. Woo! This is a major achievement. Do you want to give a shout out to people who helped you get this far and who are rooting for you? I'll start with you, Fope.
I want to give a shout out to my parents at home and so the teachers that helped me get this far.
As a parent, you have to give a shout out to me first. I love that. And you, Leon?
I'd like to give a shout out to all those watching me at home and others too.
Oh, to everyone watching, thank you. Now, let's get out of here. It's about to be an interesting ride. Can't wait for the semi-finals.
Yes, indeed, Linda. It's been an interesting ride through the round after round. Had absolutely so much fun so far. But before we leave, though, for all our Cowbellpedia fans watching from home, it's time for home play. If you want to test your own skills and win some airtime and fantastic prizes, please head to the Cowbellpedia website and answer this week's home play questions, and you just might be our next winner. Now, what an incredible conclusion it has been to our quarterfinal stages. The level of brilliance we've witnessed throughout this competition has been nothing short of phenomenal. From the elimination rounds up until this very moment, leading up to the semi-finals, we've seen genuine tears, the full smiles, and overall game that has kept us at the edge of our seats. A huge thank you to all of our contestants. And of course, especially to Cowbell for bringing us Cowbellpedia, nourishing our bodies and our minds. And now for those of you watching at home, our journey is not over. Make sure you join us next time as our semi-finalists go head-to-head in even more challenging rounds. Until then, my name is Ebuka Obiochendu, your quiz master. Make sure you stay winning, and I'll see you at the semi-finals.